it took 25 years, but he had to hold on to, and y'all know the story that they went, well, you know, maybe God ain't gonna do this, so I'll tell you what you do, you go and lay with the handmaid, because this might have been what he said. No, God said what he said. He don't need for you to interpret nothing that he don't did. I don't learn this. You stay out of my business. I got you. You can't do this no way. Remember, you're 100 years old. I got you. How many of us right now are trying to figure out what's going on in our life instead of turning over to the one who has our life in the palm of his hand? Trying to figure out what I'm going to do next, or how I'm going to do this, how this, that, and third going to happen. Lord, you got it. Instead of going on my knees and saying, Lord, this is where I'm at, this is where I need to be. If it's in your will, I count it done. Get up and move on. And then he says, and so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. Got that boy Isaac. After he had patiently waited, here come Isaac. This is what I promise you. Now, I know you had another boy. I even allowed that to happen. I even allowed for you to lay with your handmaid and have that baby and all this, that, and the third. But that ain't the promise that I gave. But I blessed the boy because he came out of your seeds. I told you everything that come out of you, I bless it. So I bless him, but he ain't going to get the blessing. Remember how Saul got anointed? He was anointed king, but he was the king. So he'll allow some things to happen. Why? Because we get disobedient. We try to be smarter than him. So he'll allow some things to happen. And then when it don't work out the way we thought it would, now we get attitude. Well, if you'd let me handle it, if you'd have stayed out of my business, you'd have been better off. There's a lot of things that goes on in our life as Christians that we need to realize that it was our doing, not God's doing. There's a lot of things that we tried to do, or we saw with the human eye, or we felt with the human part of us, is instead of first, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. And then everything else will be added to you. But we seek God last, and because I'm educated, I'm strong enough, I'm young enough, I'm pretty enough, I'm this, I'm that, I can go and do what I want to do, and then I can put God in on the end. That's where we mess up. That's not good assurance. He says, for men verily swear by the greater, an oath of confirmation is to them an end of the emancipability of his counsel, affirm it by an oath. What he's saying is that when God has made this promise, and he has made this covenant, and when he has spoken to your heart, that's what it means. Rejoice in knowing that he is faithful to us. Rejoice in knowing that he loves us. Rejoice in knowing that he knows what's best for us. Then we can move forward in the things that are pleasing in his sight. Because he's telling them, he said that by two imaginable things which it was impossible for God to lie, we might have a strong consolation who have fled by refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. God is not going to lie to us just to get us to be in his presence. He's not going to lie to us to just be, you know how some people lie to you just to get you on their side, or lie to you just to get you to go along. That ain't how he does things. That's why I said we need to start lying. Everything gonna be all right. You trying to tell them that if you do this, everything gonna be all right. That is a lie. What came from ain't gonna just turn you loose. Oh, buddy. You think you're gonna leave? You think you're gonna leave me after all that we done did? Nah. But what will happen, he will bless us. He will hold us in the midst of our going through our pain and through our suffering, through our sickness, through our health, through our upside down, through our rich and our poor, through all the things that we go through. God will be faithful to be right there by our side. Now, powerful life, we're going to have a lot of money, and then when we get 105 years old, we're going to go to sleep peaceful and lay down with our family around us, and we're going to ride. All of us ain't going to have that. Some of us going to have to leave here a different type of way. Some of us ain't going to have a whole lot. That'll be me. Some of us going to have some pains in our body. Some of us going to have some things going on in our life. But long as we got Jesus Christ, because this ain't our home no way. We need to realize, you know what? Everybody that I say hello to and goodbye to and shake their hand and all that, they ain't on my side no way. For my people that are still working, how many of y'all have been at work and seen that group of people that smiling with you, but when you walk off, you know, when I'm seeing that. or that same group that when you walk up, everybody get quiet. How you doing? But the thing is, what I'm trying to get you to realize is don't let those type of things and those type of people impact your salvation. I know it ain't. That song that hymn that we sang about what a friend we have in Jesus, none of those people's name is Jesus. When we start talking about a friend that's still closer to the brother, I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about them. So it's all right. I need to keep on moving in the love of God. Now, is that easy? Not all the time. I ain't going to tell you that it is. That's why I said sometimes you got to come to yourself. That's why you got to keep a praise on the inside. You got to keep the word of God on the inside. You need to keep a song on your lips so that when those moments come, you can praise your way through them and be good. Don't let these things mess up your whole day. It'll happen that morning, and next thing you know, you took that through the whole day, and then brought it home, and now your whole day is ruined. Don't let it do that. That's not your full assurance. Your full assurance is that the one that woke me up this morning, started me on my way, is still by my side. That's the full assurance. And then it says, which hope we have, both sure and steadfast, and which entered into that within the veil, whether the forerunner is for us entered, even Jesus, made a high priest forever. The Holy of Hosts was separated by a veil. The priest went in once a year into that Holy of Hosts. He had the outer holy, then they had that where he had to go in through that veil where they had to tie that rope around him so they could pull him out if he. So when he only go in there one time a year and pray for the whole nation. But what they saying now? Our high priest now is Jesus Christ. He don't go in there once a year. He sit there by his daddy every day. Every day. Calling us by name. That boy Michael Nix, he's slipping again. Give him a chance, Father. I don't bend down there. I don't work with him. And I'm so glad of God that they're talking about. That when you start thinking yourself in a bad situation, but you want to blame it on somebody else, no, you can't blame that on the deacons. You can't blame that on the sisters. That was you.